My name's Hannah. I am a critical care paramedic and board certified flight paramedic. I am a field supervisor at Superior Mobile Health. I've been in the field for about 3 years now, started in wilderness medicine and search and rescue up in Montana. When you're in a place like Montana, when there's not really a lot of resources, it's called a austere environment and a resource limited environment. You'll find that there's a lot of people that you really can't save, especially when you don't have a lot of knowledge and experience. One day I was driving to work at the hospital and I witnessed a car crash. I attempted to help them and I had absolutely no clue what to do besides, basic CPR, basic first aid. And unfortunately that person did not make it. It was in that moment that I realized what front line really means and what first response does for a person. So I decided to go to school for my EMT, and it just so happened that I really fell in love with wilderness medicine and especially the search and rescue aspect. I mean, that's first response of all first response, and I knew that the way that we touch lives pre-hospital would never quite fill me the way that the clinical setting does. Everything in my car, like decoration-wise, is all either from a patient or from something from this job. So like my little bracelet here, it has my first initial on it. It's actually from a little kid that I saved him. And then my flower that's up in the dashboard, that's from a patient. She told me that I reminded her of a rose, and my middle name is actually Rose. How do I prepare myself for a shift? So we sleep as good as we can. And then you wake up. You always need to start your day with a cup of water. And then really just for me, like music it sets the tone for the day. Something like just feels free. This is my Alanis Morissette playlist, okay? And most of it is not Alanis Morissette. But I want you to put yourself in the position of a 16-year-old girl in a coming-of-age movie, and she's walking down the beach barefoot, the wind's blowing just perfectly in her hair, and she's finally figuring out what life feels like. She just realized that she wants to go and figure out the world, and she gets to do it freely. That's what this music is. And there's no way I could ever listen to this playlist and not feel exuberance afterwards, okay? I am prepared to take on the world when I listen to this playlist. You want to talk more about me? No, I'm just kidding.
I can talk about you all day long. Now, if we had more folks like Hannah, people that try to inspire the younger generation to achieve their goals, because she's only 22, and she's a paramedic. She's an ODS. She's a flight paramedic. That's a lot to achieve for somebody at that young age. A lot of experience, a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication. And she brings that not only to her education, but to her job as well. Working with the younger folks, working with the old people like me.
It's so crazy. I've only been here a little over 2 years, but I've just experienced so many life changes in that amount of time. Like, to watch this parking lot fill slowly over time. And when I started here, we only had 6 ambulances. Now we have like 25. Everyone always says, oh, this company's like a family, but it's not necessarily that. It's just Superior was grown on a basis of family and culture. And the new generation of EMS they have this fire that the older generation just didn't quite get. Now they cared, the older generation of EMS cared very deeply, but these kids, they want to learn and they want to never stop learning, and they come in every single day excited for what they're going to see, even if it's the exact same 3 things over and over again. They love what they do and they have a passion like nothing else, and no other place has it like here. We cultivate culture more than anybody else. Look at that. Look at the smiles. Come on.